Yo, what is going on guys, my name's Defend the Machine, and today guys I've got you another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video back on the channel. And today what I thought I'd talk about with you guys, because it kind of ties in with yesterday's video, the second upload of yesterday, is how to win gunfights more consistently in Black Ops 3, or just how to win gunfights in general, because I know a lot of people say, oh, there's so much inconsistency, I shot this guy 4 times and he shot me once with a shotgun, that's BS or bullshit, or whatever you want to say. Yes, indeed it is, but you can reduce the amount of times you lose the gunfights by doing simple maneuvers and simple changes to your playstyle, and I'm going to tell you guys everything I do in particular in this gameplay in the background, where I obviously implement a lot of features which improve my gunfight chances of winning. And you can see right now everything's just hectic, I'm going around shooting enemies, I don't even know which one I'm shooting, which one do I pick. But the key point here is I'm keeping my cool, and obviously late at night when you're playing Call of Duty your reactions are kind of delayed, so you're going to panic more, and if you're not on the ball with all your energy you're going to panic more as well. So obviously stuff like G Fuel can improve your focus I guess, or energy drinks and everything like that, but you want to know how to manage being cool once you already have that energy, because let's face it, if you have more energy and you have a high sensitivity you might overturn on someone, so it's always important to have a sensible sensitivity. I always have for both looking versions, whether it's up or side to side or down or whatever you want to say. I have an 11 sensitivity for looking versions, whether it's up and down, side to side, you name it, it's both of them, and that really allows me to kind of, you know, presume my accuracy without having too high of a sensitivity, because I actually started out on the 14 sensitivity for both looking versions, up and down and side to side, and I found myself, even though I had that split second or split milliseconds to turn on someone a little bit quicker, it was doing me no good, or not as good as 11 would in a gunfight anyways, because I was a bit more inaccurate. But anyways, my point here is you want a sensitivity where you're able to turn on someone but you want to maintain your accuracy at the same time. When you're running around the map, when you have to pull up your gun quick, turn on someone, or even just jump out of the way, and when you're in mid-air obviously. Those particular gunfights are where everything is up in the air, literally you're up in the air, the odds are up in the air of who's going to win the gunfight, because a lot of obstacles are in the way on every map and you might go into one, so it's obviously a key vital point to keep your accuracy. And if you can do that in mid-air and every situation running around the map or manoeuvring around the map, whether you're wall running, jumping or even sliding, then you'll be winning the gunfights more consistently. Moving on to the second tip, which isn't exactly a long one, it's just about whether the gun you're using is accurate. It has bad iron sights which are really clunky and take up a lot of the screen. Basically there's no toughness in this game, and I mentioned this in yesterday's video, to be honest, throughout the whole video, and it was a bit of a random video but you guys seem to enjoy it, so if you missed that, it was about inconsistency in Black Ops 3, I'll link that down at the top of the video description down below, or somewhere in the video description. If I forget, you'll have to remind me on that. But anyways, if your gun is really inaccurate, then it's obvious to use a grip and then a quick draw if it aims in really slow and you want to rush with it. It just depends on the playstyle you want to implement with the gun, but if you're rushing I definitely recommend all the ADS attachments, whether it be stock, quick draw. At least have one of them on your gun at once. I mean, you don't have to have all of them. Say if you have an SMG, you don't have to have quick draw as well as stock, because it already aims in quite quick. And to be honest, the ADS with the SMGs anyways is quite good, but you get my point. If the gun is handicapped in one way or another, make sure you slap on something that makes it better, like in this case in the background with the M8A7, I have the ELO sight in it, and that's for the reason I just explained to you guys there. I believe the iron sights aren't for me. I personally don't think they're that bad compared to other guns in the game, which obviously have worse iron sights, but for the gun it is, and the 4-round burst type of weapon it is, I don't like the iron sights, so I slap on the ELO sight where I can see everything around me and all the targets that might come my way in front of me, and then boom, I'm winning more gunfights, and that's just one little factor. The next tip I want to give you guys is one that I kind of failed to do myself anyways in any gameplay, even this one in the background probably at some point, but it's basically only engaging gunfights when you're very confident you have a 75% chance of winning that gunfight. That would obviously mean, say you have full health, or you have an advantage like a head glitch or a cover spot obviously, or you're pre-firing, anything to make you win the gunfight easier, you obviously want to be more confident with and then challenge at them moments, or otherwise just wait for the gunfight to come to you, because honestly if you're not going to the gunfight then eventually, I'm not saying camp, but one will come your way as well and someone will challenge you. But I fail to do this so very often, to be honest guys, because I try and make entertaining gameplays. So at some points in the gameplay, if you guys are actually paying attention in the background, before I knew I wanted to upload this gameplay anyways and make a video commentary over it and tell you guys some tips and tricks on what I did in this video, I would obviously want to go for the nuclear medal, but obviously at certain points in the gameplay I'll challenge to make people wonder if I survived that gunfight, how the hell did he do that? That was an insane moment in that gameplay, what a good player, what a good turn on, what good accuracy and all that other stuff, but that's only because I'm a YouTuber. But if you're a YouTuber yourself and you're focusing on gameplay, say if you're like predominantly a pub stomper, then you might do that yourself, and honestly that's something something we all need to work on, because I mean we do it way too often. We get too kill greedy, to be honest, and that's especially like this in TDM, like I'm playing in the background. So try not to be too kill greedy, and that will obviously benefit you. I'm not saying obviously don't challenge or be confident at all, but make sure you know where you stand in a gunfight. The next tip I want to give you guys is about map awareness and map vision. So obviously on a map, say if you're using the counter UAV, the UAV and the hater and stuff like that, that obviously aids you to be able to see where the enemies are more and kind of learn a system for where they're spawning, where they're going, and then players are generally playing like in their particular playstyle. So you want to have a good vision of where not only players like usually go in normal lobbies in your game, but the particular players in that game are actually going, and if you stay in the lobby you can learn a pattern, and if they're going around the edges of the map, I mean you can obviously aim around corners then and expect them, and obviously if there's no teammates around you, you're most likely in an enemy spawn area or an area where a lot of enemies might be, obviously because your teammates haven't pushed in there, and especially if it's a power position on the map, say if they're getting a lot of kills there or they're making a comeback or they're already winning, they're not going to move, to be honest. So you always want to be wary of where the enemies are around you if you're not near teammates, and you always want to push for them positions, because then you're going to be getting more kills, and then you're going to be getting the score streaks quicker to get the kills and see where the enemies are on the map. Like I said before about map vision, with the hater, the counter UAV to block their vision, and then the UAV as well. But obviously perks to aid this are what I consider to be the best perks in the game, and this is because I mean, in Black Ops 3 there's so much inconsistency in the hit detection and everything, and lag and connection problems, that you always want to be aware of where enemies are as much as possible. So you want stuff like awareness on, you want stuff like sixth sense on, and then you want ghost on to keep out of their way and make that job for them on you as hard as humanly possible. So that's why I always like using them perks, and especially dead silence as well, because I'm seeing more and more people using awareness, and in my opinion that's probably one of the main predominant factors in the game to actually winning your gunfight, because it allows you to know when to pre-fire. The final tip I want to give you guys today is about skill tips, and a lot of people will say, well, these aren't really skill tips if you have to implement these in your gunfights to make your gunfights easier or to win your gunfights. It's kind of scummy in a gunfight to do, but at the same time, I mean, you're allowed to do it, and a lot of people do it in competitive, a lot of people do it in pubs to get the gameplays. So jump shotting versus drop shotting. Now a lot of people do both, even myself. I drop shot when I can, when I know I need to, but it's about knowing when you need to. But I'd say for overall more effectiveness in this game, jump shotting is a more predominant factor for winning the gunfights, because let's face it, people in older Call of Duty, say if they've skipped a few years because of Advanced Warfare not being that good, they won't really be used to the thrust jump, the double jump or the jetpack type system in Call of Duty, so you want to be jumping over them, and the double jump thrust system is definitely a way to go because it's good to master, and it overall lets you move in a different way to anyone expecting, because it's got so much variety around it. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed today's video. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed, and a favourite if you loved it, and I'll see you guys in the video later today. Maybe I might double upload, or tomorrow, and peace out.